Back and forth football game. Mountain West at the peak. Jordan Love, 2 TD passes, both to Ciose Mariner. Jorge Reyna, 235 yards. But Ronnie Rivers with 3 rushing touchdowns. And we begin the fourth quarter with a consequential 3rd down coming for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 6. Rivers in the backfield with Reyna. Call it 3rd and 5. Aggies bring pressure up the middle. Reyna rolls away from it, heaves it downfield, caught at the 10-yard line. Reyna, more magic, escaping the pressure and finding Zane Pope. 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
There was pass interference on this play, and I think it really helped Zane Pope get himself open. Reyna delivers a bullet, and then Pope does the rest. An incredible job of extending a play and basically throwing up a prayer that gets answered.
Gain of 28 on 3rd down. I mean, said it before, including from the Utah State defensive coordinator Justin Enna. Said, I know I have to try and stop him this week, but I like watching this guy play football. He's just fun. He's a winner.
Immediate pressure up the A-gap. Reyna had no time to set his feet. He takes off and makes something happen.
Gives it to Cropper on 1st and goal. Touchdown! Bulldogs on top to start the 4th. Jalen, the Colonel, Cropper, half a yard short, reaching for the pylon earlier in the game, but in the 4th quarter, gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
Just an incredible response by Fresno State. Reyna dropping the dime, Cropper finishing it off. Bulldogs about to take the lead.
Fresno State and Jeff Tedford grateful for Jalen Cropper knocking on the golden door. Bulldogs have the lead. Little mustard at the end of this one for Fresno State.
Yeah, there was. It's going to be a zone read with the flip pass. The defensive end is going to come up as Cropper comes. You're going to see some great reads there, but the key blocks are right here. Jared Rice and Ronnie Rivers, who scored some touchdowns, arc block up to the 2nd level, perfectly sealing the perimeter. And it's been that run game with Ronnie Rivers giving his big old offensive lineman left guard Jace Fuamatu a big old hug. Just been an incredible job in the red zone tonight by both of these teams, but it's been Fresno State that's been perfect. A 5 for 5 with 5 touchdowns.
Wow. And all rushing touchdowns. The Bulldogs in the 2nd half have averaged over 8 yards per carry against Utah State. You said that those body blows you talk about, AT, were going to play a bigger factor. Scarver, fair catch. Bring it out to the 25. I mean, that's how frustrated Savion Scarver is right now with the way the Bulldogs have defended him on kick returns. Fair catch, just bring it out to the 25.
Been getting themselves backed up. The Bulldogs have been doing a nice job of running down, covering the kicks. Been one of the most explosive return games in the country. Been held in check tonight.
So Jordan Love and the Aggie offense takes over at the 25.
A lot of healthy respects for this pass game and these wide receivers. They talked about rerouting them, disrupting the timing. Let's see what they do here if they change the look.
Like I said, there's 7-8 yards of cushion, and you can run it too. Right up the middle, spinning to the 45-yard line. Williams makes the stop, gain of 20.
Just a zone read with a give call up inside, and Gerald Bright making hay on another 1st down run.
And here's another 1st down run. Bright this time just gets a couple. Was beyond the stop. Aggies 3 and out on the last possession. Only twice they punted, both 3 and outs. Love on 2nd down. Boy, zips it to the 40-yard line. Mariner makes the grab, moving it on a gain of 13.
That was a really nice job of Mariner sitting down in the zone. Jared Rice actually lost his footing, which made that play even easier.
Nathan complete on the outside. Tompkins trying to fight on the screen. Minimal gain. Gaston on the stop.
Juju Hughes out there on the perimeter fighting his tail off as he was trying to get blocked, so his help to come and pursue and get the ball carrier down.
Love will pull it and roll on 2nd and 7 and find coming back to the football.
On the field is a completed pass. First down, Utah State.
Ciose Mariner, Love wasn't sure what to do with the football, so just fling it for a gain of 17 to Mariner.
Sitting back there eating sandwiches, have all day to throw the football.
Logan's Heroes. Love, shot, end zone, way out the back, incomplete. Mariner gets a little help from Bryant. Justin Rice applies the pressure on Jordan Love.
Rice came late, kind of a green dog situation, saw that the back was staying in there, and he's the one that forced that errant throw. A good use of pressure that time defensively.
Third game over 300 passing yards for Jordan Love. Love rolling on 2nd and 10, backing up, pressured. Rolling, tossing across his body and incomplete. Compton did his best to come back to the football, but it's 3rd and 10. Walker and Tatum bring the pressure.
That was almost like a predetermined bail where Love kind of half waggled, rolled out to his right. Nothing was there, so then he tried to scramble and make something happen. Here's another 3rd down situation. Fresno State was successful last time. Let's see if they can get themselves off the field here again.
Both teams substitute. So Atkins gets off the field. Now the Aggies can snap it.
7 seconds.
Love, bobbled snap, scoops it up. Dangerous toss, end zone, incomplete, intended for Mariner. It all started with the bad snap, throwing the rhythm off, forcing 4th down and a field goal attempt.
Love, it looked like he looked away at the last minute, didn't see the snap coming. The clock was going, and that's exactly what happens. Aliafua snaps the football when Love wasn't looking. He tried to make something happen. That shouldn't be a penalty there. Jaron Bryant has equal rights to the football, and it's another field goal attempt by Utah State.
.38-yard attempt from Eberle is good, bringing the Aggies within a point. But Fresno State keeps Gary Anderson's Aggies out of the end zone and maintains a 1-point lead.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Ryan, the leader in global tax services. By Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. And by Red Lobster.
You know, ironically, Fresno State was worried about snaps tonight from their center, but Utah State has had a couple of bobbles, and so you see after that, I mean, really the key one on 3rd down, Aliafua and Love trying to work on it a little bit more on the sideline during that last break.
It's really been key errors by offensive linemen on both sides of the football that have done as much to nullify drives as the opposing defenses have.
It pains you to say that, too, I know. That will bounce forward, touchback, take it to the 25-yard line. Coleman lets it hit at 25. Ronnie Rivers with a career-high 3 rushing touchdowns for the junior from Brentwood.
He's been outstanding tonight, had over 100 yards a week ago. Tonight just under 100, but it's the physicality. His nose for the end zone, 3 rushing touchdowns. And this is the 4th straight week that Fresno State has had 3 or more rushing touchdowns. A career high for Ronnie Rivers tonight with 3 himself. That's pretty dang good.
10 rushing TDs, last 5 games. 13 total TDs, tops in the conference. Rivers shaking his way across the 30-yard line. That was a tough, hard run for 5.5. Munoz there on the stop, and we have an injured Bulldog. That is Kyrio Woodley, and boy, this Bulldog offensive line, they cannot afford another injury. Dante Bull at right tackle has been sick tonight. So, and mentioned in now 9 games, 7 different starting lineups on the offensive line, and Woodley goes down on this play, and you can see he'll rolled up with Fuamatu.
Fuamatu got beat and gave up a ton of penetration. Should have been a holding call. That also, unfortunately, means he rolled up on the backside of his right guard there.
So it was tonight Bull moving to right tackle in place of Cyrus Tutelli. Akingbulu moving up at left tackle. Now Woodley comes out, and Nick Abbs, the senior from Portland, Oregon, looks like he will take over at right guard. But I mean, just the number of bodies available on the offensive line for Fresno State is dwindling seemingly hourly now.
What's really incredible is how well Fresno State has continued to run the football, and Ryan Grubb's got to feel happy about the way that Ronnie Rivers in this run game has really come alive these last 2 games despite all the moving pieces.
So shuffle again on the line for 2nd and 5 with Abbs taking over at right guard for Woodley. Sampson takes over at center for this game because of Matt Smith, broken fibula at Hawaii. And yet there's Rivers again, bringing you to 3rd and short. I mean, it's Jeff Tedford and Ryan Grubb saying they've been very pleased with the maturity level of this football team, handling all of the injuries, all of the shifts. They lost a lot off the championship team from last year as well. Just happy with the way that the team has responded throughout the year.
And it's taken a while, but they played with some grit. That was really the thing that stood out to me a week ago in their game against Hawaii, is that they never gave up. You never, watching that game, did I ever get a sense that Fresno State was ready to throw in the towel.
3rd and 2. Cropper takes it again on the sweep. Popped as soon as he gets near the first down marker. Shaq Bond comes up and lays the wood just short. 4th down, less than a yard. You're at your own 34.5 yard line. You've got a banged up offensive line. Jeff Tedford will punt on 4th and inches. Now you as an offensive lineman think,
hey, I'm not the only one. This crowd's booing. They agree with me.
Well, the crowd is always right on 4th down. Always.
It's a phenomenal.
And the backup quarterback is always amazing.
Great tracking play by Bond there to force this punt.
Just the 2nd 3 and out of the night for Fresno State.
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Took a little too much time to get the punt unit out there.
Yeah, they did. These are just administrative penalties. Utah State was in punt safe. Now they're going to put their punt return team back out there. They're going to come after it. That's the adjustment that Utah State has made. They've got one person back. Now they back off.
Get at the 20 by Cusick. Nathan Coles for the fair catch. He'll have it at the 28-yard line. Still a long way to go. 10:35. 1-point game. Aggies get it back. And in the Mountain West standings, you have Fresno State right now at 2-2 in conference play. But as we've said throughout the night, they still have their destiny in their own hands.
And that's because their next opponent after Utah State is San Diego State, the team above them. So they control their own destiny. If they beat the Aztecs, they'll have the same in-conference record with a head-to-head tiebreaker. 3
games left, all in the division for Fresno State after tonight. At San Diego State, home versus Nevada, and at San Jose State. They won the league last year. Love complete to the outside. Mariner beat Boise State in the championship game on the road. Boise.
If you're Fresno State, you're okay with that. They've been gashed at times tonight on the deep plays. We thought that they were going to challenge the receivers, but they haven't.
2nd and 5, coming back to the football. Tompkins holds it in. They'll give him forward progress and 1st down to move the chains with Gaston in coverage.
It's kind of a pick your poison deal when you're playing against an offense that moves this fast and has as accurate of a quarterback as they do in Jordan Love.
Love will hand off to Jalen Warren. Gain of only 1. Lavelle Bailey, the true freshman linebacker from Sacramento, makes the stop.
Really nice job that time of getting Utah State off schedule behind the chains.
Love 2nd and 9. Down the seam, caught. Nathan holds it in, takes it inside the Bulldog 40-yard line. Rice makes the stop, gain of 21.
He's going to look on the right side of your screen. Just does a nice job of running a skinny post, and the quick-hitting offense delivers.
Snap it in a hurry, 1st down. Love, hand in his face, delivers to the outside. Mariner tackled as soon as he gets it by Bryant, but it is still a gain of 9 on 1st down. Mariner limps off a bit after the tough tackle.
If you're Utah State, take a shot at the end zone now. You've kind of been stalling out when you get down here in the high red zone. I know they're at the 30. But when they've been inside the 20 or the 21, they've gotten themselves stopped. When I was with Green Bay, what we would do with Mike Holmgren and Favre is we would take shots as soon as we got close enough to be able to throw the football in the end zone and take advantage of one-on-ones.
Instead, it's Warren on 2nd down, picking up the 1st. Bailey there again on the stop. I mean, well, it looks like Justin Rice is a little bit slow getting up for Fresno State. You almost have to laugh at his Mariner. Remember, he was banged up and came off, and now it looks like that's Avendano who is down. The redshirt freshman who alternates at left guard with Ty Shaw. He's going to need, looks like he's going to need help getting back to the Aggie sideline from the training staff.
Yeah, you see he's got that right arm with his elbow bent. Moving naturally with that left arm, but that right arm, the bicep flexed. That up oftentimes is an indicator of a shoulder. Have to keep an eye on that. Maybe Jenny can get some eyes on it, but offensive line, that position playing a role for both these offenses tonight, both good and bad.
So Shaw comes in at left guard. 1st and 10. Field goal drive last time the Aggies had it. That was not officially a red zone trip. Here comes another penalty, false start.
Number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
That's his 2nd. And that is disappointing for Fresno State, as Kyrio Woodley got the left shoe off. He was holding that ankle. On 1st and 15, Warren on a delayed give, and the Bulldogs all over it, led by Michael Walker, the do-everything senior player from Sacramento.
This play looked like it was busted from the beginning. Something wasn't right. Fresno State ran it right away, and they're marching backwards.
2nd and 17. Here comes a flag. Looks like a free play. Jordan Love going to take a deep shot to the end zone. It is intercepted, but looks like free play. Offsides on the defense, and that will be wiped out.
Yeah, Love doesn't throw that ball without the flag.
Offside, number 99. Defense jumped into the neutral zone prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
No excuse for that. You're right over the football. I mean, you can't get any closer to the football. You're supposed to watch movement. It's defensive lineman 101, but that's been a problem. This coaching staff teaches get off, but sometimes get off will get you hurt.
Credit Aliafua for snapping it on time.
Good heads up play. Look at you.
I mean, you know, I follow Joe Moorward on Twitter. I've really been breaking down offensive line play. We all know that I can demonstrate pass protection.
You're going to get me sensitive up here.
Love, good protection, hoists, incomplete. There's the flag on Gaston. Tompkins, the intended receiver. Only question, is it hold or pass interference? Was the ball in the air?
It's going to be interference. It's unfortunate too.
Pass interference, number 2. Defense. 15-yard penalty. automatic. First down.
Said unfortunate because Gasson was in good position right there. If he turns and gets his head on the football, he might have a chance. Well, it was thrown pretty far out. Certainly impeded the progress of Devin Tompkins there. That could be the break that this Love-led offense needed.
Officially red zone trip now. 1st and 10. They were 3 for 3. Touchdowns on the first 3. Then a field goal. So the team who was last in the nation, touchdowns in the red zone, been much better tonight. Warren gets the hand on 1st and 10. Gets a couple. Justin Rice on the stop, along with Kwame Jones.
Justin Rice read that perfect, triggered immediately, came up with the stop.
2nd down, Love tosses, Warren has it. Warren dropped as soon as he gets it. Bailey, looked like Warren may have rolled over Bailey to start, but then Lavelle Bailey makes a stop to force 3rd down.
It was an incredible play in the open field by Bailey to save the touchdown. Remember, Utah State can still get a 1st down here, so it's not touchdown or bust.
Love, hands. Warren has that 1st down. 1st and goal, Utah State. Justin Rice there on the stop.
He was there, but he was high. That's why he had no leverage, and Warren was able to push him back.
You see the first 3rd down conversion of the half. Love, hands, Warren again, fighting in tight. I mean, it is a fight right now inside near the goal line. Rice again makes the stop.
There's a lot at stake for both of these teams. Utah State's back is absolutely against the wall. They've got to get a win and probably some help, but they're driving.
Love, 2nd and goal. He will pull it. He will get a push, and Love is just short. 3rd and goal inside the 1. Aggies all signaling touchdown.
I thought it was a touchdown.
But
Rolling on the field as the runner is short of the goal line. It's 3rd down.
you can see the line judge, the head linesman, both in there, marking it, I mean, just short. The nose of the pigskin nearly touching the goal line. 3rd and goal. Hurry it up. Love will take it from the shotgun. Hand off. Warren is stopped short. Now the Bulldogs come away with the football, but apparently Warren is just short. It's going to be 4th and goal from inside the 1 again. And the Aggies are going to bring the field goal unit in.
I do not like this.
Jordan Love doesn't like it either.
Fresno State, to their credit, had a couple nice stops. But if you're Gary Anderson, man, you're on the half-yard line. Even if you don't get it, think about the field position for Fresno State. I think this is way too conservative of a call.
The runner short of the line again is under further review.
So we'll take a second look. Now, the counter-argument to that is 3 points, you take the lead in the 4th quarter. I mean, you take the lead by 5:25, you get a stop, or maybe you need 2 and you win the game. But first we have to see whether, in fact, Warren was short or whether that ball broke the plane at any point. And you see where Evan Williams comes away with the football. That's where Fresno State was celebrating. They thought, there's a lot to look at here. Was the ball at the goal line touchdown? Did, in fact, Evan Williams come away with a fumble recovery at the goal line secondarily?
What a great effort by both of these teams down here. I don't believe Warren got in and that the ball crossed the plane.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's 4th down.
Incredible job by Evan Williams coming up with that stop.
Give a pop for replay official Tim England for making some quick judgments tonight. Keeping it moving.
No question. And the reason I don't like going for a field goal here, Carter, is field goals aren't going to win this game. Neither defense has stopped the opposing offense. Yeah. Thank you, Gary Anderson.
So bring the net down and bring Jordan Love on for 4th and goal. It's Gerald Bright who joins him in the backfield. Jeff Tedford will use a timeout. So replay
has called their first charge timeout of the second half.
ruling stands 4th and goal, and during that replay review, Gary Anderson and the Aggies say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go for it. Now, out of the Fresno State timeout, you would assume the Aggies bring the offense back out.
I would. It's the safest call. You either get a touchdown or you don't. You get yourself stopped. But now Fresno State's backed up. If your defense can get a stop, now you've bled off time with good field position. And with the way your offense is humming, this is a risk you absolutely have to take.
And this is not a team that goes forward on 4th down. The conversion earlier was just their 5th attempt on 4th down all year. This will be the 6th to take the lead in the 4th. On the road in Fresno against the defending Mountain West Conference champs. Right again in the backfield next to Love. Love will give it to Bright. He's driven back and he is dropped. A goal line stand for the Bulldogs. Aaron Mosby leads the way. Bulldog pride at the goal line. The 10th time this year Utah State has driven inside the opponent's 20-yard line and failed to score. Bulldogs still leading by 1. Here are tonight's Geico difference makers. Jordan Love with the 2 TD passes. The Mariner in the first half, and Ronnie Rivers with 3 rushing touchdowns. The Mountain West Conference leader in rushing touchdowns and in total touchdowns. Bulldogs take over with a 1-point lead from their own 5. Reyna at his goal line with Ronnie Rivers. Pull it. Jorge Reyna on the outside. Solid gain on first down. Let's head to New York and check in with Brent Stover.
Guys, with Alabama and Penn State losing today, got a couple of teams poised to move up in the rankings. First up, Georgia hammering Missouri in the 4th, 27-0. And Clemson at number 5. Hammering NC State. Travis Etienne this touchdown, 49-7 in the 3rd right there. We'll see what the rankings look like coming up next week, guys.
Yes, Brent, indeed. I mean, all the talk about Clemson is you need to have wins and statement wins and big wins. Well, now with 2 losses ahead of them, less pressure on the Tigers, but they're thumping NC State anyway. Reyna, hands, Rivers to the 15. Looks like he is just short. Unga makes a stop.
We've been sitting here debating all the way through commercial whether or not they should have went for it there on 4th down. But this is where, if you're Gary Anderson, you need your defense to step up and respond and get a stop. 5 yards on first down and 4 yards on second down is way too much. The Aggies need a stop here and bow their neck of their own.
Yeah, this is a huge 3rd and 1. I mean, not quite as consequential as 4th and goal, but
there's been some offsides penalties. Got to hold your water.
Hokett, the tough yardage back. Bobbled. Hokett gets it, and he's dropped. Wildman makes the stop. Tackle for loss, bringing up 4th down. So the Aggies get the huge penetration. Wildman drops Hokett. And Utah State does not use a timeout here. Will be a 3 and out.
The right guard, Nick Abbs, was late out of his stance, and that was what caused the penetration there. And Fresno State having the punt, and Utah State going to get that good field position we thought that they would get if they could get a stop here.
So the Bulldogs can bring it down. They snap it with about 14. Cusick gets it off. Nathan back. Has it at the 38-yard line. Nathan with some blocks on the outside. So right around midfield where Utah State takes over 3:05 in a 1-point game in the Valley. Bulldogs Bulldogs by a point on the Aggies in the fourth. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Ryan.
Well, it started out really well for Utah State, finishing drives 3 for 3 on touchdowns and then 0 for 2 since, with a field goal and turnover on downs, and cause confusion and disrupt timing. Not necessarily the case for Utah State. But here's the fourth down play. Here's Carson right there at the backside, tight end Carson Terrell. He's laid off the ball, almost jumps offside, but gets his face crossed. And that's what allows Mosby to make that tackle and get that big fourth down stop, which to this point was a play in the game. But now the Aggies defense got to stop, and Love's got his ball in his hands with 2 timeouts and 3 minutes left.
Gerald Bright with them in the backfield. The tight end Rep motions out as a receiver. Bulldogs trying to adjust defensively. Love, Mariner, tackled in the open field, gain of 3. Mosby makes a stop again.
Fresno State doing a really nice job of covering these underneath routes and tackling in the open field. Aggies looking for a catch and run there. This is obviously 4-down territory, but look at this. Utah State taking their time, trying to bleed some of this clock off as well.
Love rolling out of the pocket. Flips it back across, has it inside the 40-yard line. Rep makes the grab. He has it at the 39. I mean, with 2:22, 3 timeouts, that gain of 11. You are right on the edge of Everly's field goal range right now. So it's wide open for the Aggies at this point.
Wide open. Let's see if they can bleed some of that clock off. Great scramble, Jill, there. Rep was going to run a quick out, but then came back in. That's what great protection does. Fresno State has to get after the quarterback and force Love to throw off target and off timing.
Bulldogs on the road last week had a field goal to beat Hawaii at the end, and now Utah State may have a chance to do the same on the road here in Fresno. Jones makes the stop on Gerald Bright on first down.
Nice job by Jones there, staying home, coming off that outside edge. He's a player that played a little bit last year, been hurt and banged up. This is actually his first action since that injury, and he's been a factor tonight.
So because the redshirt rule, he can come back from injury, play in the last 4, maintain a senior year of eligibility next year. Playing in place of the injured Isaiah Johnson.
Beautiful use of the clock here by Utah State. But don't play for the field goal. Try to be a little bit aggressive, but protect the football.
Love time to throw on second down. Flag is down, incomplete. Rep the intended receiver. Let's check the flag.
It's in the area of holding or hands to the face.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 90. Defense, 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Kevin Atkins, defensive lineman, up in front. He's over the left guard. You see that left hand is right up inside of his face mask, and the officials were on it, threw it from 15 yards away. That's not only gives him a fresh set of downs, it helps him with the clock, but also gives you a hell of a lot closer field goal if that's what you decide to play for.
So snap it from the 21. Of course, it's going to come down to a red zone trip for Utah State. Now, if this one ends in a field goal, it's still a win for the Aggies, but they'll snap it at the 21, just outside the official red zone. Wright takes it on first down, tries to bounce it outside. He is dropped. And it is Ricky McCoy, who had a consequential penalty earlier, makes that stop. Loss of 2, second down, 52 seconds, timeout used.
Fresno State has called their second charge timeout of the second half. This timeout will be 30 seconds in length. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 56 seconds. 56 seconds.
So Tedford uses a timeout there, and we talked about it earlier. I mean, if you could stop it a couple times, hold Utah State to a field goal, then you still got a shot. I mean, in a one-point game right now, even touchdown, I mean, if you have time on the clock, even if you give up a score, the Bulldogs still have a chance at the end. Option number one is stop the Aggies. Option number two is leave a little time on the clock if you possibly can by using the timeouts on defense.
And Mike Sanford is talking about the situation here. He's talking to his quarterback. You got this. Know what we talk about. Walking him through what his rules, what his reads, what the protections are, what the run plays are, what's most important, center quarterback exchange. They've got an opportunity to kick a game-winning field goal at worst. Try to improve it, but don't put the football in jeopardy to do so.
A 1-point game with less than a minute to go. Both teams still in contention for the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Hand this ball off.
Love does so. Bright, head of steam, will take it inside the 15-yard line. Still pushing, not stopped yet. Finally, Bright down to the 11, a yard short of the first down. There's the last timeout.
And final charge timeout of the game. This timeout will be 1 minute in length.
So now the Bulldogs out of timeouts. Third down coming.
This is a simple counter play, a gap scheme, and they gash him. Beautifully blocked up inside. The handoff's the right call there. Now you have a very makeable third down with all three of your timeouts. If Utah State converts this, they can bleed the clock all the way down and eliminate any shot for Fresno State to come back in this game.
So again, you pick it up for the Aggies and then just put it wherever you want it at whatever time you want it for a game-winning field goal. If you don't break one and take it into the end zone, which you might be best opportunity here is take it all the way down, because if you do good in the end zone, you give the football back to Fresno State. And with the 1-point game, 2-point conversion, all those scenarios still possible in the last 48 seconds.
Yes, and some problems are better to have than others. And if they scored a first down here,
right,
or a touchdown, I think you live with it. Unbalanced strike.
Love audibles. Bright next to him on 3rd and 2. Bright takes it. Makes a man miss in the backfield and has it on the outside. Williams makes the stop. Has just enough for the first down with the clock rolling for Utah State.
Stays in bounds inside of a minute. The clock's going to roll. Right before the snap, I said it was unbalanced. It wasn't. It was regular tight end right, but they ran to the weak side. And Utah State's going to take a timeout.
Their first charge timeout of the second half. 30 seconds in length.
As they talk about this situation, the conversation now is going to be, where do we want this football? What part of the field to give our field goal kicker the best opportunity to split the uprights?
So that's a timeout that seems less about clock management than just let's make sure everyone is buttoned up on exactly what we want for this last 24 seconds, exactly the chance we want to give Dominic Eberle. I mean, he's only missed twice this year. 42-yarder versus San Diego State, 47 versus Nevada.
I watched him in pregame miss a 37-yard field goal that hit the left upright.
From right here, 27. So virtually chip shot, Moreno already hanging his head because he doesn't think he's going to get the football back.
Yeah, this next play is about spotting the football where they want to take the field goal from. They'll let the clock bleed down and then take another timeout.
And still have one in the hip pocket just in case. Love, 1st and goal, takes a knee immediately. Wasted no time, no messing around with it. Hit a knee. Fresno State out of timeout. So this is all Aggies' opportunity. They'll run it down, and now it's on Brandon Potta, the snapper. Get a good one off. And Dominic Eberle, a chance.
Utah State has called their second charge timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
For a game-winning field goal and a bounce-back road win for the Aggies. Dominic Eberle, who came to the United States at age 14 from Germany. Redondo Union High School. And now has a 29-yard field goal for the win. it would be just the 4th win for Utah State in Fresno.
Tell you what, on the first point after touchdown try, there was some pressure off the offensive right by Fresno State, also some up the middle. The Bulldogs would love to be able to recreate that here.
Eberle for the game winner. Aggies will walk out of Fresno with a 37-35 win. A bounce back for Utah State. Down to the end between Jordan Love and the Utah State Aggies and Jorge Reyna and the Fresno State Bulldogs. And now Utah State 4-1 in the Mountain West Conference.
Perfect execution on that game-winning field goal. The gutsy call to go for it on 4th. They get stopped, but their defense delivers. And Jordan Love, who was masterful all night, gets swarmed very deservedly from his teammates.
After back-to-back losses at Air Force and home versus BYU 42-14, the Aggies come back with a win over the defending Mountain West champs Fresno State. A week ago, it was a rally, and Fresno State was able to walk off with a field goal winner. Jorge Reyna now looks on in disappointment as Dominic Eberle and the Aggies walk off with a winner. So Fresno State drops to 2-3 in the West Division. San Diego State looking even more clear atop the Mountain West Division. And it is still a race in the Mountain Division with Wyoming and Boise State tonight. The Aggies are in it at 4-1, and Ginny Dell is with Jordan Love.
All right, Jordan, that was a battle out there. What'd you learn about your team tonight?
Man, we're going to battle to the end. That's what I learned. I knew it coming in, but it showed tonight.
For you personally, the last few games have been a little bit of a struggle. What does this mean for you, and what can you take away from a game like this?
It means a lot. I mean, we got 3 more left after this, so it's going to boost us, give us confidence boost going into those last 3.
And I know that this is as close to home as you played, so what does it mean to do this in front of your closest family and friends that are in the stands?
Oh, it means a lot. I got a lot of family up there and friends up there, and it's just awesome to be able to do that. So,
congratulations on a great win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mom, Anna, and a crowd under its own rooting on Jordan Love and the Aggies 37-35 winner. For Aaron Taylor, Ginny Dell, our entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to our New York studio with Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, and Kevin Carter.